And we are live. What's up, beasties? It's me, it's Triple B, your friendly neighborhood bearded book beast. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to number 100 of Beast Friends Forever. Woo! We made it. I cannot believe it. And my guest today, beasties, is my favorite guest of all time, and that is you, my beasties. Cannot thank you enough. We'll talk about it, but this has been quite the journey. This channel in general, but especially Beast Friends Forever, getting to talk to all these amazing people, getting to have you in the chat and to get to talk to you. It has been just incredible. So thank you very much. And you, beasties, as my guests today, deserve a round of applause. Very nice. Very nice. I am super appreciative of all of you. So thank you. I got to shout out Mr. Tim McKay, my very first Bearded Book Beast channel member. I appreciate you, Tim. You are awesome, dude. Words cannot tell you how much I appreciate you, my friend. And one of my first guests, and soon to be returning guest, for exciting things that you have going on, Tim. But anybody watching this on replay, I appreciate you as well, beasties. And anybody that comes and hangs out in the chat with us and doesn't like to comment, I appreciate you too. But it's just me today with you guys, so feel free to comment and say hello and ask me any questions. But like I was saying, we got Ellen Holmes is in here. What's up, Ellen? You are awesome as well, my beastie. I appreciate you and all your support, and I'm so excited for your book and to get to have you on to chat with you soon. But like I said, this has just been quite a year of this channel, but Beast Friends Forever in particular. I just did this in the beginning a couple times because I thought it'd be fun. Never thought anybody would actually want to come on and talk with me. And then I didn't think anyone would be in the chat actually watching. So to have gotten to 100 episodes and have people reach out and actually want to talk to me and be on the show, and to have people in the chat and people talking about it and excited about it, it's just meant a lot to me. So this 100th episode and 100 episodes is as much because of all of you as it is me. And I just love this community and love all you. And I'm just excited to be here. So hope everybody's having a good day. I do not forget, so I don't forget to say this, but right after this, I have an interview, my first triple-digit interview with S.S. Fitzgerald, an awesome horror author. We're going to be talking about his books and stuff right after this on a different link, but it's all posted on YouTube, on my social media, so be sure to hang out with us for that interview as well. But for now, I'm just going to talk. If you guys have questions or anything you want to ask me, it's an AMA, ask me anything. We'll chat, but I'll just keep talking. And then I'll keep an eye on the chat, and we'll talk back and forth. Thank you, Ellen. I appreciate that. It's pretty wild. I actually realized it not that long ago, probably, I don't know, in the last couple of weeks. It was like, who's going to be my number 100? And I started counting, and I'm like, wait, I should do something different, something fun for it, not just have an interview because, it'd be cool. So then I started trying to figure it out. I'm like, oh, geez, I have one Thursday and I have one Saturday. I'll have to figure out when I can do it because I knew Friday we had people in from out of town. And I'm like, that's not going to work out because we went out to dinner and saw a musical last night. I live in Kings Mountain in North Carolina, which is kind of the spot of a big battle from the Revolutionary War. So they do a musical every year, the local theater. About the Battle of Kings Mountain. So that was fun to watch. That reminded me a lot of the movie The Patriot with Mel Gibson, if you've ever seen that. Very similar story and stuff to it. But let's see. Tim. Oh, you never well, this is actually Bookbringer, my friend. You don't usually see what it is, but yeah, it's from Zelda, but it's Bookbringer. I just started keeping him back here because I only do one book haul video a month now, so I just keep him back there, so he's always on screen. Oh, yes, for sure, Ellen. I will definitely talk to you guys about that. We'll give some time for some more people to come in, but I would love to talk about that. Williams Library, greetings, my friend. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Yes, it is. I love it. I can't wait for my next book haul video. I have a really fun idea that I'm doing. I'll probably do it next weekend because there's a couple things authors are sending me. I want to make sure I do in the next one. But yeah, like I started making it and thinking it through. It's kind of I'll give you guys a little sneak peek. Well, not a sneak peek. I don't have a sneak peek, but I'll tell you a little bit about what it is. But it's gonna be set up like playing a video game where like it starts off with me and then you like, choose your armor or whatever. And I put on the Bearded Book Beast stuff. And then I'm like walking outside like a video game. And then all of a sudden I see a box and then I use Bookbringer to like hit it. And then this was your haul or not haul. I don't know. Anyway, it's going to be really cool. It sounds probably dumber than it is, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, that musical was pretty cool last night that I went and saw. And then this morning, my daughter had soccer, so it's just been crazy. So I'm like, I'll just do them back to back, and that'll work out good. Grace, thanks for being here. Appreciate you, my friend. So, forgot what I was going to say next. Oh, speaking of soccer, yeah, it was. I don't know if anyone watching this does this. I still love you, but I am someone that I go. The coach coaches. I watch my kid. I'm super positive. If she makes a mistake, I don't care. She's a little kid. She's playing, having fun. But man, I have never had any of my kids on a team with as many sideline coaches as these parents are. Like they're just constantly yelling all around, like, do this, do that. And then they learn the names of the other kids and they're like, do you do that? I'm like, that's not even your kid. Just be quiet and watch the game. And like if their kid makes a mistake, they're like getting after them from the sideline. I'm like, oh my gosh, just let these kids play. They're getting confused because you're yelling at them. The coach is trying to talk to them. It's wild. So that is not always an enjoyable experience, but I do love watching my kid play soccer. She has a blast. So that was fun. But yeah, otherwise just I gotta record my news, my BEASTIES weekly. So that will probably be out tomorrow. It's just been too busy to get it out, and I don't want to put it out tonight because a little insight. Some people say it doesn't matter when you post. Some people say it does. And when you're a small channel like me, just kind of getting going, you got to be careful because yes, you can put it out at night and it might do good for a couple hours, but then you hit like 10, 11 o'clock and nobody's watched anything overnight, really not that much. So then it dies. And then sometimes that can hurt the flow. It can stop getting pushed. So it's better to do it earlier in the day, but I don't know. We'll see. I could be wrong because it does get views over time, at least for a couple of days. And then sometimes it's just dead in the water after that. Oh man. Well, I'm with you there, William. I haven't been myself. I have not been on a sports team for a long time. I think I played adult softball in a co-ed or adult league with me and my brother started a league with my friends when I was in my 20s, but that was quite a while ago. Jacob's here. What's up, Jacob? Question for the book bringer. I know let's ask him here. I don't know. What's it like carrying the channel on your shoulders? What's that? He says it's a lot of work, but he says I'm worth it. Oh man, I got to make some more merch. I do want to make some shirts with something with Bookbringer and with some funny sayings. I gotta get going on that because I think that'd be funny. So yeah, how's everybody doing? Everybody that's in here, are you guys reading any spooky things yet or anything like that? Oh, that's a good point, Tim. Yep, it does make a difference. But yeah, it's just hard to know. It's hard to know, you know? That's right. I will eventually have to figure out how to sharpen him because he's got a bunch of gross like adhesive stuff from the tape and everything I cut through. He's starting to get a little dull. So I got to figure out how to sharpen him, but not use something too crazy and break it or something. I don't want a replacement Bookbringer. I got to keep the OG forever. Biggest struggle of being a booktuber? That's a great question, Ellen. I think it depends. The biggest struggle for me is because I I mean, the biggest struggle in anything is time, right? Having time to do everything. For me, the biggest struggle is focusing too much on doing stuff for the channel and then losing track of writing and reading. Because if I don't read enough, I don't have relevant content to share with people. And if I don't write, that's kind of the whole point of me starting this channel and going on this journey, was to chase my dream of becoming an author and writing books. So yeah, but I think it's just really just time, and not trying to compare yourself to other people, just doing your thing, having fun with it, and not trying to copy everybody else, or you got to follow the trends and what's popular somewhat if you want your stuff to be popular, but it shouldn't be all you do. You got to keep your own flair, do things that you enjoy, read books that you enjoy, make content you enjoy and want to see. Just like writing books, they say the best way to write books is to write what you like to read or what you wish was out there, and write the book that you can't find that you want to read. Same thing with booktube, make the content you want to watch and see, and you'll find your people that are going to resonate with it, instead of just trying to do what's popular all the time. But you got to think about that too if you want it to grow. So it's a juggling act. But I would say that's probably the hardest part, or maybe the hardest moments are when you work on. I've had videos that I like work so hard on and I put so much into and I'm so proud of, and then you put it out and it gets like no views, like the worst views you've gotten on anything. And then it's just sad because then it's just dead, and you got to move on. So sometimes that can be tough, is putting a lot of work into things and then not a lot of people see it just because the algorithm, or just because there's so much stuff, because I know there's so many booktubers and stuff that I love to watch, but I miss a lot of their videos and get behind because there's just so much in my feed all the time and you don't always see it. So it's tough. Let's see. And Ellen, you're reading Sinner's Pass. Nice. Yep, I have Sinner's Pass and the Alone Together book that I'm excited to start. So I'm excited to talk to SS today about all of that. William, going to do a book haul on vacation. Oh, yeah. Ooh, I started, since we moved to North Carolina from Michigan, we fly a little bit more back and forth here and there. We usually drive, but sometimes I fly, and I never really flew much until this move happened. But anywhere I go, I love to see if they have books. But now in the airports, if I have a little time, I'll go and look through the books there. Nothing beats buying some books on a vacation, man, I'll tell you. Nicole from Nicole's Bookish Nook. What's up? How you doing, Nicole? Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. What kind of books do I read most? Probably fantasy. It's probably the main thing. I really like the dark fantasy. I'm a little twisted like that. I read probably more urban fantasy. I read a lot when I was younger. And I really missed out on a lot of classic and epic fantasy and stuff. But yeah, I love fantasy and sci fantasy, like Sun Eater, Red Rising. Love Grimdark. Those are probably my favorite things, but fantasy mostly. But I'll still read horror, thrillers, like I said, urban fantasy, maybe a little cozy or a little romantasy. I mean, yeah, I'll read anything, but mostly fantasy. Nicole, yep, that's how it goes. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Throwback Thursday. I like that. That is a good idea. Kind of bring back those old videos a little, put them in front of people. I think that's a great idea. And speaking of urban fantasy, yes, Nicole here. Let me reach over here. Sorry, guys. Oh my gosh. You're about to see me fall out of my chair live. If you want some good urban fantasy, Nicole from Nicole's Bookish Nook. These are her beautiful books right here. Check them out. And check out our chat that we had not too long ago. J.R. Carell is here, another awesome author who I've been reading his book. Actually, hold on. I just finished his first 2 books in his series, More Than a Vampire, More Than a God War. Really good as well. It was a great chat, Nicole. I agree. So, yeah, let me know in the chat what you guys are reading, what you've been up to. I'm trying to read more spooky books this October. I always am so excited about it. I look forward to it so much. And then the month just gets away and we're already like a third of the way through the month. But I've been reading Coffin Moon by Keith Rossin. Ooh, this is a good book. Vampire. Really good slice of life and character work in that. I love it. I love it so much. It's really good so far. Let's see. That's a good question, Nicole. How many books do I read per week or per month? I try to always do at least 1 per week and 4 per month. And I usually hit that sometimes. And then I used to before I started my own channel, I would read 4 books and 4 novellas. I do a book and a novella every week, but then you throw in channel or content creation and editing and all that. Plus I'm trying to write. So, but I usually just try to read at least 4 books. I usually end up doing 4 books and then 1 or 2 novellas. If the books are chunky, big ones, then sometimes I might only read 3, but I would like to read more. We all would, right? It's just, there just never seems to be enough time, no matter what you do with your life or schedule. There's always just stuff that makes it hard to find the time, but that's what I try to do. Ooh, nice, Tim. Reading Bloodbound by Trinity Cunningham. Awesome. Trinity's fantastic. I have her books too. I can't reach them without falling. But that's good to hear that you're loving it. I'll have to check it out. It had a very cool premise with twins, so I'm excited to check that out. Bob, what's up, man? Blue Smoke Fire, Books and Cooks. Bob, talked to him recently. Check that out on Beast Friends Forever if you get a chance. Thanks for being here, my friend. I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good. Let's see. William, head author. Thank you for. Yeah. Oh yeah, that is nice. It is always good to put out our reviews, right? It helps authors a lot, and sometimes it can make that connection where it just means the world to an author. Like I can imagine once I start putting my books out, like authors in here, like probably nothing beats when somebody puts a review out about your book or reaches out to you about it, and it's not someone you know, right? It's not a friend or a family member, and that's probably just the coolest feeling, especially if it's positive, right? Oh yeah, I'm starting to gravitate towards the less than 400-page books too, because then I can read more. You're right. I agree, because you get those 1,000-page books. I mean, I love them, but yeah, it gets tough to read, more than 1 or 2 books if you're reading big old boys like that. I agree. And yeah, I love the 300 to 400 page. That's a sweet spot for me. So yeah, I'm reading that, and I'm working through Sun Eater. So I gotta get going on this, because I'm going to the gala, because it's in North Carolina. So I couldn't not go. It's only it's close by me. So I got it caught up before that, because I'm sure there'll be spoilers if I don't get caught up. And then with I Sam Wise, over the next couple months, we're going through Shogun. This thing's a beast. So I just started that. I'm not very far in. But yeah, those are kind of the things I'm working on right now. And then I'm always reading indie books. I'm a mood reader. So I don't know if there's any other mood readers in here, but I'll try to stay focused on certain books every month. And then I'm like, if I need a break, I just pick something up and I just go. So I like the idea of TBRs, and I've tried to do them, but for a while I'm just not gonna, because I don't like feeling like I let anybody down if I don't read a book. But sometimes I just change my mind and I just want to pick up something different. So that's the mood reader in me. CJ, what's up, man? Yes, you should. It's pretty good. Speaking of CJ, I'm also, one of my mood reading books that I pick up all the time and read is his book, More Velving. Awesome cover. And this is really good. Dark, gritty fantasy. The main character is basically a giant werewolf in a fantasy world. And it's just good. It's really good. He's got some addictions. He's dealing with tragedy and grief and depression. His addiction made him lose his son, and he was banished from his community and his people. And then he comes across a deaf and mute child, and he wants to get them somewhere safe as kind of like his way to his last good thing to do. And it's really good. It's good. I will not. It is good, man. It's a good book. Let's see. Oh, that is awesome that they enjoyed your urban fantasy books while they're going through chemo. Yeah, you can't beat that. Shout out to them. Heck yeah. Yeah. And F cancer, right? For anybody that's had to deal with that. Lost my mom to cancer. So Yeah, she was a big reader too. She got me into urban fantasy. She loved the Dresden Files, so that was always fun to read those and talk about them back in the day. Yes, I have not. I'll have to check that out. Musashi. I don't even know if I've heard of that. Is that by the same author or just similar context, same kind of book? Let me know, William. I'll write that down right now. Add it to the TBR that we all have so many books on. Let's see. Musashi. Very cool. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that, Nicole. Yeah, my mom's birthday is October 21st, so that's always that day and then the day that she passed, which is in July. It's been like 12 years now, which is actually more than that. What am I saying? It's been 14 years. That's insane. It feels like just yesterday, but so that's coming up in a couple weeks. So I don't know how have to do something fun on that day. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm reading right now. And like I said, channel wise, I got to work on my Beastie Weekly news thing. Corinne, what's up, man? How's it going? Thanks for being here. Yes, she was awesome, man. We would read it and talk about it. She was so cool. She loved fantasy and all that kind of stuff. She would watch Star Wars, and I think one of the last movies I watched with her was like the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. She loved those. Like, she was pretty BA. Okay, author is... Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I wrote it down. I'll have to check it out. Very cool. So what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I got to get the fantasy thing done. It's going to be a fun one, guys. I got a bunch of people to send me some spooky book recs. I'm going to kind of trickle in throughout the newscast of all the other things I do. So it'll be fun to see all the people in there. Some really went all out and made it like they were news reporter, field reporters. Like, this, hang on, this just in. Like, so it's pretty good. It's pretty entertaining. So, yep. Thank you, Nicole. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Yeah, we all got to be an adult sometimes. Be safe. Have some good errands. I appreciate you booping that like button. Anybody else that's in here, be sure to hit the like button too. That is something I'm not good at, is remembering to say, hit the like button. It helps the channel grow, because it does. YouTube likes seeing that like button mashed, right? But yeah, writing wise, I am excited. I'm kind of like trying to come up with some things and get things rolling out. I've been writing every day, but if you watch my weekly vlog, which I started doing my weekly wrap-ups vlog style, trying to find the sweet spot to figure those out. They're a little too long starting out, so I want to make them like 20 minutes instead of 50 or 40. So I'm working on that. But anyway, in there, I talked about it this week, so look out for that for the next one next week. But I'm writing every day, and on there I update my stats every day. Like Monday, it'll say I wrote this much, read this much, all that. And I'm only writing like a few hundred words a day, so not a ton. But I'm trying to increase it as we go. And I've got my fantasy book I'm working on. Just rough, man. Just the first one still. I got a novella, a standalone novella that I like to think of as cozy, grimdark. Dark world, dark characters, but a hopeful, sweet story in there still. We'll see how it comes out. I'm excited about it. And then my fantasy book, which will be a series, book one of that I'm working on, that's going to be out next year at some point in 2026, hopefully earlier than later. Novella I want to have done by the end of the year. And then I'm starting, not this week, but probably next week. I'm not 100% sure. But I started a Substack, and I'm going to do daily chapters, but I'm going to do it like so Monday through Friday. Each day I'll release a chapter of 5 different stories. So like Monday, it'll be one story, and I'll put a chapter out of that. And then Tuesday it'll be a different one. And then people can pick, either they could follow all of it and get a chapter, sent to their email every day, or they can just pick which story sounds more interesting to them. And then I'll do Standalone Saturday, which is just a standalone short story. So starting next week, or the week after. We'll see. But that's getting ready to roll out, and that'll just be fun because it's free. People can check it out, give me feedback, interact with me on my reading or my writing that they're reading. So that'll be fun. And then when it's all done, I'll have some more books to throw up down the road when I get through them. But I just thought that would be fun. So keep an eye out for that. So that's kind of what's going on with my writing right now. So a lot of cool things. So let's see. I appreciate that, guys. Yep, it'll add up. Keep at it. Yep, 300 words a day. That's true. There you go. It adds up. Yeah, I know cozy grimdark don't go together, but you'll see. Let's see. Thank you, Ellen. I'm also excited. Appreciate that. Let's see. Had such a better writing pace. Right now I'm back to a few hundred words a day. Yeah, so I think you just got to do whatever fits that day, right? As long as you're accomplishing something every day, that's a good thing. Something that's so easy for me to do too is to get, because I want to do a little bit of everything every day, but then a lot of times I end up doing a lot of one thing a day. Like if I have a video I want to get out, I'll spend all my work time editing it or whatever, and then I don't read or write enough, and then it's like, ugh. So just gotta figure it out, but we'll get there. Yeah. So I recently, right now, stats wise, I just did my monthly wrap up. Oh, Curran, that's amazing, dude. Consistency is, CJ. I agree. Yep, that's very true. 1,500, 2,000 words a day is awesome, man. And that's good. That makes me feel better. Like I can build up to that if I'm just doing, a few hundred a day. I think I want to start, because sometimes I'll spend the time that I have set aside for all this stuff, and then when the evening comes and I get the kids in bed and stuff, I do have a little time. I could do it some more. So that's kind of, because I'm a night owl, so I probably should write at night always. And then if I don't get to during the day, or I only do a little bit, I could always have that time. But I don't know. When you have kids and you have real life stuff too, we all know that it's hard to make it work. So you just got to do what you can every day. But I did my monthly wrap up, and it was good to see stats I talk about in there, things going up, like subscribers going up, of course, watch hours, views, everything going up. So that was good, because it had tanked a little over the summer when I moved and I didn't put out any content for a while. So it was good to see that kind of getting back up, either above normal or at least in the high average for me, which was good. So that's been good to see. I think I've settled on doing like 3 videos a week, and then I usually do at least one short every day. And then I do these Beast Friends Forever, just whenever it works for people. I do 2 or 3 of those a week. So I think that's a solid amount of content. But what I got to figure out is I got to start thinking about how to do content on like Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that, because all I really end up doing, I put the shorts on there, but then for the long form, like videos and like these live streams, I don't have enough followers on there. I'm getting a good amount, but you have to have more to be able to do some of the live stream linked up stuff, because it'd be cool to be able to live stream to all of those from here, and then more people could be a part of it, which would be cool. And then video wise, they're too long to put on there. But then I don't know if I want to do a whole separate shorter video for those. So I got to figure that out. I don't know. EL is here. What's up, man? Writing is a rhythm. Yep. The more you do it, that's true. I love it, man. Yes. That is a problem for me, is I've always been, when I try to write, I get to like the end of the page and then I go back and I read through it again and I edit it and change it and fix what I think needs to be fixed. Or like I'll write a whole section and then I call it a day, and then the next day I come back, I reread everything I wrote, and then so yeah, I just got to keep plowing forward so that I can get more stuff done. That's 100% great advice. Hey, Trinity, we were talking about your books earlier. Tim's reading them and enjoying them, and I can't wait to get to them. But thank you for being here, my friend. I appreciate you. I know 100 episodes. Woo! Pretty awesome. I'm excited about it. Ooh, I'm going to turn these lights off real quick, guys. I always have them on for the intro, but they're really annoying to charge, so I want to turn them off. Let's see. Okay, Curran, you edit as you go. That's what I do too. I just need to not focus on it too much. A little bit and then keep moving forward. So yeah. Build it and they will come. That's right. I like that. That's a good reminder. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. He did. Yeah, you got to build up to it, right? It's just like any exercise, physical or mental, right? You gotta build it up. Build those writing muscles in my brain. And emotionally finding the time and the energy for it. I love it. It's very true. But yeah, things are going good. It's been fun, and you know, a lot of you know that I because we just moved, and it was just there's just comes times in your life, I think, where a window is opened to you or a door, and you have an opportunity in front of you, and you just know I got to take advantage of this. So we moved everything. It was like a fresh start for everyone. We were in a great spot after selling our old house, getting a great deal on this house. My wife, her new career, you know, an increase in salary, debt free, like all these things. You know, it was like my kids are going to be transitioning. They're going to need an extra support. Why not just take this year off from teaching the school year and just go after the channel and writing and all that full time and see what happens, and then be there for my kids. And it's been a great choice because my kids are thriving. They're doing awesome. You know, they're making new friends. They're enjoying the new school, the new area. And they're all super smart, getting great grades, doing all the things, just good kids. And so I know that I did the right thing, if even just for that. I know it was the right choice. But then I just am on fire all the time to get in here and make content for you guys and write and all this stuff. So it's just been an awesome start, and I'm excited to see where the year goes, for sure. Let's see. EL said finishing is more important than speed. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Current is a different beast, that's for sure. So you got to definitely get done if you, and editing as you go. That's the key word, is as you go, not being stuck in one spot and thinking this one sentence or this one paragraph has to be perfect before you can move onwards. Yep, Trinity, they do. They love it. It's get them up slow, talk them through, get them breakfast, take them to school, or get them on the bus. Then I'm right there when they get home, talk about their day. So yeah, it's been really good. It's been a really good move for me and the kids and the family, and so glad I'm doing it and just excited to see what happens. So yeah, that's what's going on with my writing. And like I said, if you want to have a continual peek behind the curtain, make sure you watch A Beast Tale every week, because I kind of talk you through my day. I'm trying to figure out a better way to do that, but still. And again, if you weren't in here earlier, I'm starting that Substack, so keep an eye out for that. And hopefully you guys can check out some of my writing I throw in there. I think it'll be fun. And I also am doing some stuff under like a pen name. I've got some nonfiction stuff I'm doing, and some children's books, because I love to draw, but I have a very cartoony style, so it definitely wouldn't work for for like adult fantasy book cover. But for children's books, it works pretty good. So I'll keep you updated on all that too. Let's see, Nathaniel, what's up, my friend? How's college going? Hope you're having a good week and doing good in all your studies. I appreciate you being here. Let's see. EL says, I've known many writers who get that the first 3 chapters written and yeah. Yep. And they never get it done. Yep. That's what I have to not fall into that trap. Let's see. 80K. Oh, wow. That's wild. Corinne, that you were so far. Like, I hope you saved all that so that someday you can circle back to it, because that's so much work. I'm excited about your writing, man. I can't wait to read your stuff. Oh yeah, CJ says when I was school was striving. Yeah, I know. I think, yeah, it's pretty good. I think, at the end of the day, the most important thing I have done and will ever do in my life is being a dad. So I am glad that I can do that for sure. It's in the good old OneDrive somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, it is 80K words in 6 months. That's pretty impressive. I agree. So let's see, what else can I talk to you guys about? I can't believe that it's been 100 episodes. Oh, Grace got a question here. What would you consider to be your comfort genre? Ooh, that's a good one. I honestly probably urban fantasy, actually, because I loved Dresden Files so much. Dresden Files and I have, and whoop, down it goes. Repairman Jack, which starts with the Tomb by F. Paul Wilson. Those were my jams when I was younger. It's like I went a stretch where all I read was the new book of those that came out every year when life was just busy as a young adult. So probably urban fantasy. I just always loved that, the supernatural mixed with like the real world, and I don't know. That was always my favorite. My favorite TV show is Supernatural of all time. So just that genre has always been something I loved. And usually the books are shorter, so you can fly through them too. Yes, yeah, I agree. Parent in the house makes a huge difference. Yeah, and I think that that's something cool too, that I can show them no matter how it ends up going. If I succeed and it goes the way that I think it will, because I'm gonna be positive, and I believe in myself, then that's awesome. And I show them, hey, it's never too late to go after your dream. Don't give up on your dreams, all those things. But even if it doesn't, it shows them, hey, take a risk, go after something. And I'm not going to give up, even if it doesn't go how I hope it does this year. It's going to happen eventually because I'm going to keep at it. But I just might have to go back to the, we might have to readjust things that I won't be home as much. But anyway, yes, I agree. There's so much that they can learn from watching me on this journey. I agree. Let's see. Ooh, 120 to 130. Nice. That's good. Let's see. What subject? Oh, okay. So when I taught, so I actually, for the first 10 years or so, 10 to 12 years of my adult life, I was actually a nurse, because when I graduated high school, I wanted to get into teaching, but at that time, teaching wasn't as high of a need in the US. There was only really a couple pockets. So either down here where I am now, which is funny, in the Carolinas, they needed teachers. And then out west in like Arizona area, they needed teachers. So if you didn't want to move, it was really hard to find a teaching job as a new teacher. So I thought, well, what can I do to help people? So I got into healthcare and became a nurse. And I did that for a long time. I ended up working, I did a few different things before I settled into what I was doing. Like I worked in a nursing home. I worked at a doctor's office. I did triage where people would call in, and I would had this book, and I would ask questions. Okay, you have a stomach ache. Well, does this? And then I would be able to tell them, okay, we'll make you an appointment, or you need to go to the hospital. I did that, and then I settled in being like a adult foster care home manager at like a special needs or a home for special needs adults. I did that for like 12 years, was like the home supervisor. So did the training and scheduling of all the staff, and took care of all the residents, did their meds, took them to appointments, all those things. And I liked it. But what I liked the most was like teaching and interacting with the staff and the residents. I didn't really like the medical part very much. I wasn't great at taking vitals and doing shots. I didn't really love that much. And then, people have high risk disabilities, and they get older, and people started dying, and that was not always fun either. So I decided to go back to school and get my teaching degree. So I did, and my first year of teaching was during COVID, which was awesome. And I taught second grade online did it all through Zoom calls. That was interesting. And then I, because of my background with special ed, I ended up getting a job working with high school students who I was a resource teacher. So students that had learning disabilities or, had some behavioral stuff. But that was actually a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. And then I was planning to go back to elementary this year, but then I decided to take the year off. So we'll see. Hopefully, I think if I do have to go back, I really enjoyed the flexibility of when that year during COVID when I taught online. And I know now there are a lot of online schooling and teaching options. So I think I would look into doing online teaching or online tutoring or things like that so that I could still work from home and work on all this, but then, have bringing in some more money. So that is probably what I do back, but that's what I did. I worked in special ed for most of the few years that I taught after being a nurse for a long time. Let me go back here. Yes, fantasy it's my comfort. Yeah. I have not, Corinne. I want to because I watched the show some and I like the show. And then I'm weird. Like, I don't know if anybody else is like this, but anytime I find out a book or a comic or anything's based on a TV show is based on a book or a comic, I'm like, ooh, I want to read the book first because I have a hard time watching something, a movie or a show, and getting the story, even if it's slightly different. And then I have a hard time going back and reading the book because I kind of know what's going to happen. I prefer it the other way where I read the book and then I watch the show or movie and can be like, oh, that's how they picture it. Oh, that's cool to see that happen. Oh, I like how they did that scene. I have a harder time going the other way. So I watched some of Lucifer and I liked it. And I'm like, well, I can't finish this show. I got to read the comic first. So I haven't read the comic yet, but I want to. Thank you, Grace. I appreciate that. Yeah, that is true. And once you've done it, you can always go back for another bat. Yeah, I agree. Karen, you do? I didn't know that, man. Yeah, I live on the kind of western central. I'm about an hour, a little over an hour outside of Charlotte, in Kings Mountain. That's where I'm at, my friend. Where are you at? All right, Ellen, you go do that. Awesome mama there. Get that sun down for a nap. Yeah, I just moved here. Like EL said, just moved here in end of June, early July, so not very long ago. Oh, wow. And you worked with adults with special needs? That's crazy, man. We live in the same state and we did the same kind of work. Yeah, it can get taxing. Yep, just like EL said. It can be so rewarding. Yes, all those things. All those things. 100%. Yeah, when I was in school, when I went back to school, I thought I wanted to start getting some teaching experience. So I actually worked at a special needs school for older kids, like that had gotten too old to go to the regular schools, so they go to more of a special needs school. And yeah, I got my butt kicked quite a bit in that job for sure. Yeah, that was something. My placement, my final student teaching placement, COVID hit during it, so I ran like the online thing, and that was interesting. I think that's where kind of some of the spark for doing this kind of stuff came, because I would do flip grids. I don't know if anyone knows what those are, but you can basically make a post, and then your students can reply with either video or text messages of their own on it. And I would always do a different thing every day. Like I did like Friday Fun Day, and I would use Snapchat filters, and it was this frog, but it had my mouth and eyes, and I would tell dad jokes. You guys know I do the dad jokes. And then I would do, and they couldn't access that until they turned in their daily assignment to me, and they loved it. Like I did that. I would do like one where I dressed up in like sunglasses, and like I had like a dress shirt, like unbuttoned, like I look just on the top, just the top one, and look like I was like a movie star. And I would like always sing a song and then stop and say they had to sing the next line, and it was always a Disney song. Or I would do ones where I like traveled through time, and I had like goggles and a bandana and like one of those flappy ear hats, and then I would like make myself spin around with editing, and I would go back into like dinosaur time or something and teach them something. So I had a blast with that, and I think that's where I learned to kind of have the flair for just being energetic and having fun online. Yeah, I've heard that, Karen. That's why I'm sure I could just watch it because I heard they're nothing alike. But um, tough of getting through and staying positive. I think right. Oh, wow. I appreciate that, Trinity, and it is. This community is just something else. Like it's funny because I moved down here, and I do this a lot. I hang out with the kids, and like I talk to my friends back home, but I don't really go. I mean, I go do stuff with my family, but I don't go and like I just don't try to like make friends down here. And my wife always, is worried, like, oh, you're not really. And I'm like, I have like this whole community of friends through the booktube that I do. Like I just feel so, my cup is always full because of all of you. I don't feel the need to try to go out and find friends. I got my kids, I got my wife, I got my old friends from Michigan, and I got all of you. Life is good. So I appreciate you all so much. It's so true. I love having all of you to bounce things off of, to talk to, and just you always pick me up, and I get pumped for all the things you guys have going on too, and share. So it's an amazing community. Oh yeah, Greensboro. Okay, all right. Yeah, we're not too far. We'll have to meet up sometime, man. Grab a burger and talk about books and writing. Let's see, watching a show or movie based on books. Yeah, that's true. And I think maybe that's, yeah. They usually do. That is very true. I usually am disappointed. So yeah, I mean, maybe it's better to watch the show or movie first, because then you won't be disappointed and you'll appreciate the book more. But I don't know. I think it's because in the back of my head, I know there's so many books I want to read. And even if the story is slightly different, or I guess majorly different, but with the same characters, I just feel like I already know that story. I want to do something different, but I don't know. Plus, I never have time to watch stuff anymore either. That's part of it too. Book to film. This is a great question. I actually think that it can be done better with live action or not live action, with animated movies and shows. I think can do some of these stories so much better. But man, live action is just always cool to see them bring it to life with real people and actors. But I mean, some of those animated shows and movies they make based off comics and manga and books are so good. So it probably that's tough. What I would prefer, I guess it depends on the book, right? I would always prefer to see a well done live action adaptation, but sometimes it's just hard to do. So like something like some of my favorite things like Red Rising would be awesome to see in live action, but they could probably do a really good job animated wise, So I don't know. And sometimes I feel like shows are a better way to do it, although they don't do a good job with that either. But like First Law, I'm excited they're doing a movie of Best Served Cold, but I wish they'd start from the beginning, and like a show of that would be awesome. But I don't know. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. Oh yeah, wow, yeah, I didn't know that, man. Yeah, no, it's a whole different ball game when it's your kiddo. So that's wild. I didn't know that, man. Well, you are an awesome dude, and I can only imagine that you were an amazing dad to them. So that's cool, dude. It is tough doing it with my students who I loved and adored, but at the end of the day, they went to their house, I went to mine. When it's your own kid, that's a whole extra level of support that you have to do, and you got to make sure you take care of yourself too, I'm sure. Yes, Tim. They roll their eyes very often, much like you do, my friend. Well, thanks. Yeah, I appreciate that. We're actually, this is flying by. I'm having so much fun with you guys. I'll have to do this more often once in a while. But I have at 1:00, I have my interview with S.S. Fitzgerald. So that's going to be fantastic. So I'll probably hop off here in a few minutes to get in the other chat room with him. It's on my socials, the link to me and his chat. So make sure you hop over with us. Yeah, I know how that goes. I'm glad my kids are all older now. I don't miss those days of trying to get them down for naps. And oh man, my kids were light sleepers. So it was like, I'd get them down, sneak out of the room, and then the slightest noise, they start crying again. Like, oh, I get that. Let's see, John from yeah, he does. Yeah, he's pretty close to there. I actually went to me and Tom Orange met up with him and Jacob and watched the new Superman movie over the summer, which was pretty cool. That was pretty awesome to meet him in person. They're just as sweet and wholesome and kind as they seem in their videos. They're pretty awesome. Tom Orange is too. Awesome group of dudes. Yeah, that's what I think of when I think of Red Rising, like Arcane. Oh, they would do such a good job. That'd be so cool. Yeah, I agree with you. I was thinking that in my head when you were talking about when I was answering that question, and I was thinking about live action adaptation. Like Lord of the Rings was so good, and it makes you think, oh man, it'd be so great. But even Lord of the Rings, the new one they made now, you know, it looked cool, but it just wasn't, you know, yeah, they haven't not been able to capture it quite like they did with Lord of the Rings. That is true. Ooh, that's one I want to check out and read both. I have not yet though. Tim, what's up, man? How's it going? I appreciate you breaking the law for us, man. It means a lot. Another member of the Bearded Book Boost channel. I got to put out a video or short talking about that because I appreciate those of you that had signed up. Like that's pretty wild to me because I really only did turn that feature on because it's a thing that YouTube rolled out and said, you know, if you turn it on and you keep it on for this long, you can get a little bonus. I just did it for the little bonus. But then people actually signed up. I never thought someone would care enough about my stuff or me to support me in that way. So it means a lot, and a lot of people don't know about it because I never talk about it. So I'll have to start mentioning that a little bit more because there's some cool perks and a lot of cooler things down the road I want to do with it. But thanks for being here, Timothy, my friend. Yeah, I know it was. I actually wanted to do it last night, but we were going to a musical, and like I said earlier, number 99 was Thursday night, and I was doing what would have been 100 with SS Fitzgerald today at 12, but then I asked him if I could push it back to 1 and do this at 12 so I could sneak in the number 100 as this, hanging out with you guys. So I know it's a rough start time, but I am going to do a live stream sometime soon, just celebrating in general, and I'll have some of my former guests pop on and everything like that. But I just want to do something like this real quick and squeeze it in because it's a cool milestone. It's pretty awesome. I've talked to soon to be 100 people. I guess I'm the 100th one, but well, actually no, I have done 100 because my very first one I was too nervous to live stream and I recorded it. So I have actually had 100 guests on Beast Friends Forever. So that's true. Let's see. Oh, Ellen, I appreciate that. You guys are welcome. I love it, man. I love getting to pick your guys' brain and shout out your books and get to know you all. And just, yeah, it's an amazing community. And I as someone who's chasing the same dream, like I know it's tough when you start out to put that book out there. You have no platform, no audience yet. Like, how do you get that? So hopefully I can keep the channel growing so there'll be more spotlight on the channel, which will give you guys more spotlight. But I'm glad for the little bit that I can do to help is pretty awesome. And it's worth it to me just to get to talk to you guys and to read your books. Yes, I think it would be epic too. Let's see who I got. I'm getting behind here. I'm getting behind. Thank you, Trinity, that you say you agree with Ellen. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. You guys are awesome. I appreciate all of you as well. That's awesome, Karen. That's cool, dude. I cannot wait, man. That's kind of what I'm hoping for late spring or early summer for mine too. So we'll see. All right. So how much time do I got? Okay. I got like 5 minutes till I better hop in the chat room with him. So I'll end it here. And I'll do this more often. This was great. I'll do it on a night where I don't have another interview so we could just go longer. But thank you guys for showing up. You know, when you do things like this, it's like, is anybody going to come, especially at noon? So I cannot tell you and how appreciative I am of all of you for taking the time to be here in the middle of a busy Saturday. It just means the world to me. Thank you for all the support you give me, reposting, sharing my videos, my social media stuff. Just reaching out and chatting with me sometimes, being willing to share your books and your hard work with me, coming on to chat with me, commenting on my stuff. You guys are the best. And like, there's nowhere else I'd rather be than in this community. I'm so proud to be a part of it and excited to be a part of it for many, many years to come. So everybody, you guys rock. It was a blast. I will see you in a few minutes on my interview with S.S. Fitzgerald. The link should be on my YouTube and everything like normal. So see you guys in there. Everybody have a great day. Again, love you all. Have an awesome weekend. And I'll see you in the next one. And as I always say, until I do, devour your TBRs. Be brave, be beautiful to one another.